I don't know. I don't know what you talking about. To me, the boy is ass. He's ass-tastic. He's ass, ass, ass connected. Okay.
Astastic is funny.
So we got tricks.
Some of it anyway. Pac-12 barely limped in there,
Yeah, we
but
got college football crazy.
shit. Yeah, let's get into this college football. There are some NFL games that will be played. Let's bet some beers. Let's do it.
Give me 1 sec. All right. So let's start out. Where you want to start? ACC?
Always. Let's get the trash
All
out of the
right,
way
ladies
early.
and gentlemen, we're going to start with the ACC. It is what we call the Atlantic Coast Conference of Mid. It is awful. The only team that they actually had that was going to be able to challenge for a national championship was who? The only team that was going to be able to challenge for a national championship was Clemson. And Clemson got mollywopped, beat down like they were Marcus Mariota.
But we told y'all Clemson was not good. We said Clemson has a very high propensity to lose this game to mediocre Notre Dame.
Clemson is awful. But as I said before, this game I uploaded a couple gifs because I wanted y'all to see how we feel on the live. For those, this is Instagram. You're not gonna see this, but if you go over to YouTube as well, you'll be able to see how we feel about. This is what we call mid, mid, boy.
The disappointment in that man's face is hilarious,
boy. And I ain't look. Let's just move it.
Than this.
Let's look at this, bro. We're gonna put this right here in the middle of the screen. You got Virginia Tech versus Duke. I don't even. Why are we even picking this awfulness? But we can because we're a football we're a podcast.
No. We have a list here of things that matter and things that don't matter. First game we're gonna pick Louisville versus Clemson. I feel like Louisville could definitely win this game, but I feel like Dabo has to strike back convincingly, and he has to win this game. It's a must win for them.
Is Louisville ranked? Louisville's not ranked, and they're playing in
Unranked.
Clemson. So here's the thing about Clemson. Ironically, I think they're kind of in the same boat as Alabama, but we'll get there. They're playing an inferior opponent. Oh no, Alabama's on the road. Stricken that from the record. Clemson has to win this game. They have to. Like, aren't they only a one-loss team?
Yes.
Clemson is a one-loss team, and they're ranked number 10. If for those that don't know about college football, that is disrespectful. When you have a 2-loss team that is ranked either right by you or right up under you, and you have a 2-loss team ranked at number 7 at LSU, even though they have a better strength of schedule. Ooh, they play Arkansas. So, I mean, I'm gonna go with Clemson here. Got it? Oh, what you drink? What kind of beer you got? I got the Stella Artois.
Oh, I'm still doing the Dos Equis
I'm still drinking the free beer from the event. And this is I gotta put my pinky up when I drink the Artois, Stella Artois.
So next we have Miami versus Georgia Tech. Miami got stomped out last week. Was it like 45-3? I think
45-3. And as a Florida State University supporter, I don't really know anybody that doesn't support Florida State that grew up in the 90s, except unless you changed over. Of course, Norwood, because he has family, but he was a Florida State supporter before his family went to Florida. It's like being a Cowboys fan in 1992 if you were black. Like that, you did it. So Florida State, I always support them. I don't root for them anymore,
The black community is quietly Florida State fans.
The whole millennial, the whole black millennial is Charlie Ward, Peter Warwick, Ward Dunn, all those players. Yeah. So I was happy when they beat the shit out of Miami. That I was happy. But Miami's
Your
gonna
sleeper
rebound
team.
against Georgia Tech though, because I think Mario Cristobal is now coaching for recruiting versus a national championship, or even versus an ACC championship. To be honest, so I'm gonna say Miami in that one.
I agree with that. I'm picking Miami too. Georgia Tech is a good team, but I don't think they're equipped to beat them. But you never know because Miami could definitely shit the bed.
No, you never know because what is still on the screen? The ACC is mid. It is mid.
That is true.
Let's go to quietly. This might be the game of the day. Quietly, North Carolina and Wake Forest. Why might this be the game of the day? Wake Forest has lost, 3 games, 2 or 3 games. They did not get blown out in any of them. They were ranked as high as in the top 15. And North Carolina has Drake May, who is
you may or may not believe is good.
Yeah, I don't. That was a good one. I don't know. He leads the nation in passing touchdowns. Drake May has 31 passing touchdowns through 9 games now? 9 games. There's going to be no defense in this game at all. At all. And the team that can run the ball the best will probably win this game. But I just don't know who that is. I said all of that to beat around the bush and say I don't know who I'm picking. I'm going to pick the ranked team, and I'm going to pick North Carolina.
Me too.
Well,
I'm picking you.
Go ahead.
I'm picking UNC, but thank you. But I definitely think that Wake Forest could win this game. I feel like UNC needs to win this game a little bit more, and I definitely feel like May gives me Danny Dimes vibes, and that's not a positive thing.
Man, if I'm Danny Dimes, I made it to the league. Y'all kiss my ass, and I'm about to get re-signed.
If you pay him, you just don't care about your money.
If they make it to the playoffs,
no franchise.
Well, yeah, that's still okay. I'm about to get another franchise, like $20 million. He was like the top pick. It's like $20-30 million for a franchise. Fine, give me my money. I went to Duke. All I got to do is quit and go be a venture capitalist, like what's his name that played for the Colts, Andrew Luck.
Oh well, that's what you have to do playing with me. Next, we have Florida State versus Syracuse. I don't know.
Florida State is ranked. Coming like we just said, Florida State's coming off a big win against Miami at Miami, which is always a difficult game. But Syracuse was so close to beating Clemson. They've had a lot of upsets, but they got beat by North Carolina State. They got beat by Clemson. They were this close to winning.
Ooh, this is tough.
When we can't decide, there's something that we always do here at the Splash Cast. When one of these is involved, we always go with the black coach. So I'm
You're crazy as hell. He said the black coach.
So I'm gonna go with Syracuse just because it's the black coach.
We're rocking with Syracuse, man.
Rocking with the Q's. Syracuse. Wow, that came out wrong.
I mean, technically that is right.
I mean, Rocky, I mean, you my co-host, you the Q's. But yeah.
Kansas State versus Baylor. Jeez, this is another tough one to pick. I'm rocking with Kansas State though.
I'm going Kansas State on this one, man, because Kansas State coming off a tough loss. I think they're going to get Baylor at home. But Baylor, I mean, again, the Big 12 is nothing but the ACC West or Midwest, Southwest. Like, you don't know who's going to win.
This man tried to murder me, man.
You don't know what you're going to get here. You don't know what you're going to get. I mean, that Pac-12 is ACC West. Big 12 is ACC Southwest. Like, it's really all of y'all are the same. I see why y'all came up with the alliance. Like, because all of y'all are the same. Y'all are triplets. Like, it ain't nothing. We gonna get one team in the playoff. Nope, you lost. So like,
not all 4 of you. You surely won't, you fools.
Back to it though.
Kansas to get 2.
Kansas State and Baylor. I'm gonna go Kansas State.
Kansas State. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Kansas State here.
Kansas versus Texas. I am purely taking this because
Texas
I want to see Kansas continue to. Nope, I'm going Kansas.
No, I'm saying I'm going Kansas. I'm saying they're playing Texas Tech. You said Texas.
Yeah. I want to see Kansas get to 7 wins. They were so happy to get to them little 6 wins. Anytime that somebody's that happy about getting W's, I want to see that continue. So I think we're both picking Kansas on this one.
I think that black quarterback came back. The one when they were ranked and they were undefeated, and then he against TCU he separated his shoulder, and that's how TCU came back and won. I think he's there. So, like Issa Rae say, man, everybody black. We're going for the black quarterback here.
This next one is TCU versus Texas.
Game of the day.
I think it's a very good game. I think this is a very important game. This is a game that TCU could do one of two things. Either they submit themselves as a top 4 team or they get the hell on out of there today. This is make or break. It is that time of the season. This is a game that if you have some time, you should have your eye on. I feel conflicted because I've been following Bijan Robinson all season. I think he's a really good running back, but TCU is a well put together team. I just don't feel comfortable about this one, but I'm gonna take TCU. I'm rocking with it.
Oh, did my shit?
This boy went to Google Workplace.
Yeah, this email popped up. Like, wait a minute now.
Hold up now.
But so TCU and Texas. So here's the thing. I'm gonna put on. If any of you guys know that makes a tinfoil hat, please let me know, because I need it for my conspiracy theory rants.
Here we go.
Conspiracy theory. It does not benefit the Big 12 for TCU to lose. Texas has no way of making the playoff. When it comes to money,
Buffalo Wild Wings approach.
Yeah, the Big 12, the Pac-12, it's really been the Big 10, ACC, and SEC getting all that money. If you go look at the ratings of all the bowl games ratings are down except for the college football playoffs. Why? Because college football playoffs has the best football. And again, what do we say about everybody else? They are some mid.
Oh,
so if there's some mid, it would behoove the Big 12 to be able to say, "What up, Dad?" It would behoove the Big 12 to have TCU beat Texas. I think this game, TCU versus Texas, is going to be really, really close. And then you're going to see a random, wild-ass call, and you're going to be like, what just happened here? And I'm going to say, yep, that's exactly what happened. So I'm going TCU here.
You've already put it out there, though, so any questionable call that they make in favor of TCU is immediately going to look like it's rigged.
It's the truth. It's the truth to me. Like, that is the truth to me. So I'm going TCU here. I think TCU has a lot of firepower, but it's going to be a close game, man. Texas is so Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. They can score 45 or they can score 7. And it's like, it ain't.
I mean, this could be a very big game for Quinn Ewers and Bijan Robinson, though.
Yeah, Bijan could cement himself as a top 10 pick.
Yep.
Quinn Ewers could be a next Heisman Trophy candidate, because if he's not, you got that boy coming in. Got that boy Arch Manning on the horizon.
You got the operation.
And that money gonna be like, we are going with Arch.
We gotta do something here. Next up, we have Indiana. We moved to the Big Ten. This is Indiana versus Ohio State. This is an open shut case. Ohio State, probably by a lot.
So here's the thing. Ohio State's going to blow them out in the second half. Ohio State has been, I won't say awful, but really mediocre in the first half. And it's a 12 o'clock game. It seems it's 11 o'clock there. They don't do well at 12 o'clock games in the first half. If I'm Indiana, I'm going all trick plays, double reverse pass, annexation of Puerto Rico.
Off early. Shoot them.
Go deep.
Shoot them if you got them.
Go deep first play. You know what I mean? Play action pass, everything. Because once Ohio State wakes up and settles in, it's only one conference that can beat them. 2.
It takes them.
Well,
it
one
takes
conference
them
and one team.
To the second half before they understand that they can beat a team, and they probably should beat a team. The first half, they play like idiots. And then suddenly you're like, oh, well, we're better than them. I guess we should just end this game now. And then you look back up. You always like, oh, Ohio State look like they might lose. Then you're like, they won 35-7.
42-14. They scored 35 points in the fourth quarter. I was like, what happened?
Stop getting my hopes up. Next up.
So I'm taking, of course, we said all that. We're going to take Ohio State. But
Ohio State, I need to hear your answer to that. I knew what it was. Purdue versus Illinois. Let me be very first and clear. I don't care about this game at all. Don't care if the Boilermakers win or the Fighting whatever they are now win.
Fighting Illini.
Yes, I'm probably taking Illinois.
So this is why I'm taking Illinois, and this is why I want Illinois to win. Illinois still has to play Ohio State, and they still play Michigan next week.
Oh, you want it for motivation purposes only?
Yeah, I want to see what happens. They still have to play Michigan. So if Illinois upsets Michigan and then Michigan upsets Ohio State,
man, sneaky man.
If Illinois upsets Michigan and Michigan upsets Ohio State, what do we have? Chaos. And of course, I am a proponent of chaos. Give me the Elmo. Give me the fiery Elmo. I want chaos. So I want Illinois to win this game. And I want them to beat Michigan next week.
And Michigan probably let that happen. Nebraska versus Michigan State. Remember, this is the same team that fired Scott Frost at the beginning of the season. I think once again Michigan just stomps them out.
Hey, let's stay here for a second. Somewhere in the deep recesses of the internet, and in conversations with a notable source who keeps his ear to the ground of HBCU news, says that Deion Sanders may have a verbal agreement to go to Nebraska.
Man, hell no.
Dun, dun, dun,
and why do you do this every time, Reggie? You do this every time. Me and Reggie will have a whole meeting. We'll be on here chopping it up, yada, yada, yada. Hey, man, is everything in order? Hey, let me get this going. Hey, what time do you think you want to pod tomorrow?
Because I love chaos. Chaos.
I'm not done. I will let you know when you can talk, okay? So we talk about everything, man. Work, this. We got some other projects we trying to kick off. All types of things. We'll talk about it. 12-pack, all of that. Never. It never did he decide to tell me that there may be a source that says that Deion is headed to Nebraska. And this is really important for two separate reasons. Number one, we have a podcast. So yeah, if you know something, you should probably tell the other person. Other part about this, who is my favorite athlete? I think that all of you who follow us know the answer is Deion Sanders. And do you think at any point Reggie said maybe I should, let Norwood know that? No, he waits when we get on air, and I can sit there in complete and utter amazement like a jackass because he just let me know. Well, congratulations. We all just found out that Deion may be a candidate for the Nebraska corn. I'm so flustered right now, I can't even say Cornhusker. I'm so irritated.
In all fairness, I didn't hear this till about 9:30 last night. But
yo, we talked today. Today, me and you. You called me over 2 hours ago.
I didn't think about it till you said Nebraska.
Man,
but
go ahead, man. Pick whoever you want, man. I can't drink my beer. I'm irritated.
I'm going Michigan. Of course, I'm going Michigan at home. They actually quietly has kept their running back is having one of the best seasons in recent college football history. So
you probably know that man too. Probably never told anybody. Oh yeah, I know exactly. I know his mother.
Next game, Maryland, Penn State. Penn State has a propensity to play down to their opponents.
They winning that one. James Franklin got to hold it in the road now.
I normally would say we go. Is this a first in Big Ten football? Since we got 3 black coaches in the Big Ten. Penn State, Maryland, and Michigan State. So I can't just say go with the black coach. Maryland lost Talia Tagovailoa, who was really, really good. at the beginning of the season. So I got it. If they're gonna go there with their backup quarterback in college, college was it State College, College Station, State College?
Yeah, State College. College Station's here is
Texas A&M, State
Texas
College.
Yep.
Happy Valley, golly, that's the name. If they're gonna do that in Happy Valley, I'm gonna go Penn State, man. Penn State.
Penn State. Anybody want any of these bets? Let us know. We're here to rob you. Wisconsin versus Iowa. Once again, be very transparent because I'm still irritated with Reggie. I really don't care. For chaos purposes, let's go Iowa.
This is what you call a dumpster fire of a game. This is going to be like watching paint dry. It is 3 yards and a cloud of dust football in 2022 with mediocre defense that is overrated.
Almost said something, but I'm not.
I mean, we know why. We ain't got to say it.
Next. Pick who you want, man. Damn.
We know why. All those slow people out there playing corner.
What is understood need not be said.
Okay,
no,
I'm gonna go Iowa. I'm gonna go
want.
Iowa because I want them to put on a good show for the Children's Hospital that's outside of the stadium.
Okay, fantastic. So we're going with Iowa.
That boy Noah was really mad though.
Before we get, and I'm also irritated about this. I saw them pick Oregon above Alabama today, and I was like, you can say what you want to about the rankings, but there's no way in hell that Oregon is better than Alabama today. With that said, Washington plays Oregon, and I expect Oregon to win.
So this is a rivalry game. Apparently, I knew it was a rivalry game, but I did not know they call this Auburn, Alabama of the West Coast without the Southern slang.
So you know what it feels like to not know.
And I also call it with less talent, but that's fine. Washington and Oregon. Also, we got Colorado plays USC, man. And USC is one thing about well, we'll get there. Washington versus Oregon.
Over. You see the score of that game?
Nope, did not see that. I did not know that game happened on yesterday. Didn't see that. I only saw this part.
They was up like 28-3. What you talking? I was like, Reggie, get out of there. Get out of there.
All right. Well, then the rest of the games in the Pac-12 are mid.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, we're not disrespecting.
So Oregon versus Washington. Oregon versus Washington. Oregon wants another. Oregon is playing like a team that is on a revenge tour, but they only got revenge out for one team. They really want to see Georgia again. They talking real big in the media.
No, they do.
They talking real big. They say, it was the first game of the season, new coach, new quarterback, new coaching staff, new this, new that, and we were just learning everything. And they said now it would be a different game.
Yes, because it will be later in time. The outcome is going to be the same, big dog. Let me tell you, you play whenever you get ready. They're going to whoop your ass, my friend.
So I'm taking Oregon here. Yeah, you're right, though. You're right, though. You can say all you want to. Finish what you were saying because it's the truth.
It's that one dude who whooped your ass that you never ran into again. Man, if I see him again, it's me and him. Boy, it will be him again. Know that. It will not be you.
The thing about it is that teams like this, when they talk like that, they say they're assuming that, hey, we got better from week one, but Georgia stayed the same. And I'm like, well, that is not true.
It's drugs. It is drugs. The bad ones.
So, of course, I'm picking Oregon here, but it's going to be a close game, man. It's going to be a close game. And Washington is actually one of the few physical teams in the Pac-12. And Dan Lanning, Oregon is physical, but they still got a ways to go. All right,
also,
now we get to go ahead.
Here again, this is where all of you guys should take maybe 5 or 10 minutes to thank the SEC for giving you football that you actually care about watching. All of the games that matter or are interesting are here. First game up, South Carolina versus Florida, does not matter. Let's be very clear. Has no bearing on anything, but it's going to be a good game. And Billy Napier, you better win this damn game. Let me be very clear. This is not a game you can lose, but this is a game that you can lose.
Billy. Billy.
If you want peace and happiness, you need to win this game, and you need to win it early. You need to win this game convincingly. This does not need to be a game that you lose for sure, and you need to win big.
So you're taking Florida.
Hell yeah, I'm taking Florida.
So here's the thing. I was cool last week. I was like, hey, congratulations, y'all won. I picked y'all to go win over Texas A&M because Texas A&M is what we call a dumpster fire.
That too.
Shane Beamer has that team believing. And the one thing that they do have, because he comes from the Kirby Smart tree / Nick Saban tree, is they have a good defense and offensive line, and they run the ball. Bless you. They run the ball. So South Carolina,
pick them. Pick them.
Oh, I am. South Carolina can beat them in Gainesville because the Florida's offensive line is not that good. So I'm gonna go since I'm up so many beers from last week. I'm gonna pick South. You're muted. You're muted. So I'm gonna pick South Carolina here. 6-pack with me and Norwood.
Yeah,
I'm going. That's pseudo home state for me. You know, Big Mama, whole daddy side of the family from out there. Shout out Orangeburg. Shout out State College. Shout out Columbia. Shout out Spartanburg.
Whatever you want, my friend. I want the 6-pack. Missouri versus Tennessee. This is another easy one for me.
Tennessee gonna beat them by 1,000. Tennessee has to still make it to the college football playoff. So they have to have impressive wins the rest of the year, assuming that Georgia wins. Because if Georgia wins out, Tennessee doesn't have that SEC championship to make a statement because Georgia's going to go. So Tennessee is going to just absolutely mollywop Missouri.
But if anybody wants Mizzou, we are willing to take that bet. Cumulatively, singularly, however you want it.
LSU,
next.
Arkansas. That game is on right now. I think LSU right now is offensively, they are in a groove. One thing about Brian Kelly's offense, when they get going, his offenses don't go on grooves for quarters. They go on grooves for like weeks. They'll put up 40 points a game for 7 weeks straight. And I think right now Jay Daniels has figured out the offense, and he's figured out when to run and throw, like as he's on right now, and he right there running the ball. So I'm gonna pick LSU here. They are on track to play Georgia in the SEC championship game, so I'm going LSU.
Yeah, I'm going LSU too, and it serves me that LSU wins. I think that makes it a little easier for me to be okay with that. So yeah, I think we both picking LSU. Another pseudo game of the week here: Alabama versus Ole Miss. And don't forget, this is Nick Saban versus your boy
Saban assistant.
Lane Kiffin.
Ooh, you a Saban assistant. It's only been 2 that beat him.
And overall anarchist. That's the other part about him. He is full of anarchy.
Yeah, and he's very calculated because he's been real big on like, well, y'all say this about Saban, he's gonna kick y'all butt. You saying that because you have to play him.
Yep.
They're playing in Oxford though.
Bama must win for me. Must win.
Really?
Yes. Hell yeah.
Why must they win?
Because if they get to 3 losses, people gonna start taking shots at Nick Saban. I think personal interest only. Nick Saban makes sure that we're done losing for the season. Whatever y'all
we're done
thought,
here. We're done here.
We was only supposed to lose 1, maybe, definitely not 2. But we will not have a 3-loss season. Or fuck the transfer portal. Y'all might be out of here. I'm making trades. Y'all thought this was the NFL. I'm gonna swap them out. And after what I said about Dion, I can't lose 3 games. Nope.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah, I'm picking Bama. Anybody want Ole Miss? I'm willing to bet you.
I really, really want chaos. So here's the thing. I really, really, really want chaos.
Then bet.
No, I don't see it happening though. I don't see I don't see double. I don't see Nick Saban lose. If Nick Saban loses 3 games this year, Alabama will have the highest. You'll see a slew of recruits switch on over to Alabama, and they will have $100 million budget, and he will be Jimbo Fisher Jr. for Texas A&M if that happens.
Yo, if he loses 3 games after taking a shot at Deion, yo, y'all may never not hear who ain't swag. Right now.
I'm SWAC and SEC. I'm SEC and SWAC out here, dog. But I'm going. I'm actually going to take Ole Miss at home, man, because Ole Miss can run the ball, and Bama can't stop the run right now.
6.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll take 6.
Bama, do not play me, bro. Do not play me today, man. Do not.
Right,
not
AJ. You right, dog. AJ. Hey, oh yeah, I bet against Bama last week and won.
Yeah, exactly.
You right, AJ. You come in prime in the offseason, then you have with a 3-loss off, you might lose some players to Jackson State. Mess around, have a 3-loss season at Bama.
Oh my God, that will be the day when a player flips from Bama to Jackson State. Oh my God, they're gonna have to go ahead and put that Deion statue right out there.
No, Rod, I'm not putting 6 on it. I already put 6 on it against Norwood. I am not betting 12. Somebody else can take that bet.
Oh man, he said you look like food, my friend. UGA versus Mississippi State. UGA
is in Starkville. Mississippi State is a high-powered offense. Oh, turnover LSU. Oh Lord. But UGA right now, we said earlier that LSU gets in an offensive groove and they play really well. He threw that right to him. I think UGA is just too physical for pretty much every team in the SEC not named Alabama. I don't really know any team that can stack up wise to the offensive and defensive lines. Kirby Smart, over the last 4 or 5 years recruiting, we have not had great receiver recruiting, even though we did have George Pickens and Jermaine Burton. But we have had offensive line, defensive line, running back, and tight ends. Everything else you might call some mid. But them D-lines, O-lines, too physical. You can't stop them. So I'm going to go UGA here. Obviously, y'all see the hat. Y'all see the national championship. Y'all see the number 1 ranking. Y'all see the undefeated team. Yeah, Rod, you can try to talk me into that double bet. Not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I can't go for that.
Where we at? What is it? Big South? No, CAA.
No. Yeah. Now we're moving towards HBCU. First one, of course, is Elon versus Hampton. We are
always going Hampton. Don't care the score. Don't care the ranking. Don't care nothing. Hampton by 100,000 points.
Yes, maybe 200,000. Next up, we have another what I didn't think was going to be a good game early in the season, which might be pretty interesting now. South Carolina State versus Howard.
You skipped A&T versus Charleston.
Oh, you got me. You're right.
What is A&T in? The Big South? Yeah, they're still in the Big South. I hope A&T wins. I need A&T to win. I'm always picking for the HBCU. All right, let's go MEAC now. Let's go MEAC. South Carolina State versus Howard is an interesting game because North Carolina Central beat Howard, and Howard was on top of the standings. Boy, you are losing it over there.
Damn.
So for South Carolina State for Howard to win, Howard needs to win to keep pace. South Carolina State needs to win to keep pace. Even though they just got drubbed by Morgan State. I got to go with Orangeburg, South Carolina here.
Yep.
Always, forever, and always, I will always go with the home team. Shout out RIP Big Mama. South Carolina State is great.
I don't
Morgan
think
State,
Howard is that good.
I do. I think Howard's offense is good. I don't think their defense is good. Their defense isn't good at all.
They're better than I expected, but still not that good. South Carolina State, their inconsistency is mind blowing to me. Next up, though, we got Morgan versus Delaware State.
Um,
Oh,
Morgan just beat South Carolina State 41-14.
you're right. They didn't. I don't feel like they started the hottest, but they have been playing good lately.
Yeah, I'm going South Carolina
Then-
State here. I'm going
then-
Morgan. Then North Carolina Central, Norfolk State. Y'all know where it is, and y'all know where my allegiances lie.
I pick Central every week, so yeah, I'm
Durham.
rocking with Central again.
Durham, North Carolina. I am going with Central. Lord, what? Would you sniff some pepper?
No, I'm over here dying. It's allergies. I'll be fine though. But next up, FAMU versus Alabama State.
All right,
Alabama
let's get
State.
into Black SEC football, aka SWAC football. Quietly as kept, FAMU is 7-2. They've won
Yes.
7 games in a row after starting out 0-2. They did the same thing last year and made it to the playoffs. I need black representation in the playoffs. Jackson State looks like they're on their way to the Celebration Bowl. Jackson State looks like they're on their way to the Celebration Bowl. Well, at least on the way to the SWAC championship to play against Prairie View, I believe. Unless Prairie View slips up down the road. So I'm gonna take FAMU here.
Me too.
South Carolina State playing all freshmen and Shaq Davis.
FAMU they started out rough, but they now look like the team we expected them to look like. And I think that I think Alabama State's pretty good, but I think the FAMU is going to show them that, hey, this is the team to beat. Next up, Mississippi Valley State, who got their first win against your Southern Jaguars. I want to hear what you got to say.
Southern needs to make a quarterback change. McCray ain't it. McCray out there playing like he's scary. Mississippi Valley State, the thing about a team that gets their first win in the 9th week of the season means now they have confidence and they're playing with nothing to lose.
Yep, playing with house
Southern-
money.
Southern is a wounded animal right now. They are a wounded Jaguar. They've lost 2 straight, and they've been blown out. I am always going to go for Southern. I'm always going to pick Southern. But y'all better be careful with this Mississippi Valley State team. They have confidence. They have the backing of Big Brother Jackson State up there. I really shouldn't say Big Brother because Mississippi Valley State was Big Brother for a little bit. But pick 6 by Pittsburgh. I'm going Southern here, but I think it's going to be closer than what people think.
I actually picked Southern by a lot on this one. I think that they need to show people that they're still a good football team. I feel like while Mississippi Valley State got that one win, I still think that they're probably closer to who they've been all season. I think Southern wins big here and tries to reclaim some level of respect.
They
towards
have
the
been
end of the
Dr.
season.
Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They scored 86 points, 56 points, 49 points, and then 7-0-0-7. So, yeah, that's actually a good analysis of that. So I'll take Southern as well. Woo! Bethune-Cookman at Alcorn State.
Cookman's just not there as a team quite yet. I'm picking Alcorn probably by a lot.
Right now, yeah. I did have the standings up, but I got my phone over there. So I'm gonna take Alcorn State. They are Jaguar Nation will kidnap QB if Dooley plays Bashan and Valley wins. Woo, my dad be big mad about that QB.
Rightfully so.
Alcorn State right now they're the ones that actually was it Alabama A&M or Alcorn State? It was Alcorn State. They lost to Mississippi Valley State, I believe.
That's correct.
So I think they're another wounded animal in the and even though their season is pretty much over in the SWAC East, I think they're gonna beat. I think they'll beat Cookman.
Yeah. Next up, Prairie View versus Pine Bluff.
Let's go Pine Bluff. I need Pine Bluff to beat Prairie View so that Southern can get back in the driver's seat to go to the SWAC. Let's go Pine Bluff. I don't even know where Pine Bluff is
You
on the
betting
map.
on Pine Bluff?
Hell no. Pine Bluff gonna get snatched. But but I'm going for it. But they gonna get destroyed by Prairie View. Prairie View defense is for real.
What's up, Dante? Yeah, Yeah, I'm picking PV probably by a lot. They've had a good season. Bubba McDowell got them playing well.
Bubba McDowell, man, quietly as kept.
Yeah. Yeah, PV by a lot. Let's go, Tigers. Set your homecoming out. Next up, Alabama A&M versus Jackson State. A&M.
Jackson State by 1,000.
Boy, y'all just enjoy going out there and have a good time, and good teams on both sides of the aisle.
Deion say Jackson State don't have clean water again.
Wow, they finna dirty the water up with them though.
Treat them like a goalpost. Throw them in the bottom of the river.
Next up, and I think this is actually probably a very good game. Grambling versus
yes,
Texas
sir.
Southern.
That Grambling Texas Southern game is intriguing. It is intriguing because Texas Southern has a really good defense, and Grambling's offense is hitting their stride. It's going like 40-something points last week.
Exactly. This is a game for the future to see which one of these teams is going to look good next year. And I've been a quiet supporter of Hugh Jackson all season. I like the high-powered offense now that it's going. I'm picking Grambling.
I take Texas Southern. I think Texas Southern at home is a different beast than on the road.
That's fair.
Grambling has not been good on the road. Texas Southern has been good at home. So I'm gonna take Texas Southern there.
All right. Give me 1 second here, my friend.
1 second, y'all. So while Norwood goes and takes a quick break, he has to go. You saw he was getting whooped by them allergies over there. Let me go ahead and rant about these Falcons for a little bit. These Falcons, Marcus Mariota threw the ball off his back, y'all. Norwood got all the echo going. But Marcus Mariota threw the ball off his back. I have never seen, I ain't gonna lie, I have seen really, really bad quarterback performances, and I know it was raining, and I know all of that stuff. Marcus Mariota has to go. Marcus Mariota has to go. There's absolutely no way. Hey, Norwood, hurry up. There's absolutely no way that you should have 186 yards passing and be an NFL quarterback. You might as well be a wing T team if you're going to do that. So, all right. So I would probably, I was just very, very disappointed in the Falcons Thursday against Carolina. Our defense sucks.
Disappointed in what? That team is not good. The quarterback is not good.
Quarterback is what I like to call ass cheeks. He is horrible, awful. Threw the ball while falling on his ass cheeks during the game.
That is a fireable offense in itself. That's one of the stupidest things I've seen in a very long time from a guy who should be a veteran in the NFL. But
it was good, Shantae. It was good, Sabrina. It was good, G Code.
Feeling good. Good was good. And let's get right to it here. This is a very interesting game. Two teams in positions neither one of them expected to be in. Seahawks actually look like a decent team, and the Bucks look like what the
Let's go Seahawks, because I am a Falcons fan. I need the Seahawks to lose so that the Falcons can shock the world and be the only team in NFL history to win the division with a losing record.
Did you see that? Did you see that? I almost put Splash here as Falcons. Well, yes, we have a vested interest in seeing the Bucks lose every game. So, yes, we're 100% rocking with the Seahawks. Go Geno. Geno for MVP. Geno for mayor. Geno for president. Geno for whatever helps us get closer to the playoffs.
Is Pete Carroll coach of the year right now?
Yes, because that team stinks and they don't stink. The Vikings versus the Bills. This is a team that people think is good, and then there's a team that people don't think is good, and I think the team that people don't think is good probably has a better record. But we don't know. Is Josh Allen playing yet? This 100% makes the whole decision.
Yes, I was gonna let you finish and say if Josh Allen is playing, I'm going with the Bills. If Josh Allen is not playing, I'm going with the Vikings.
And I'm putting right here, man. We don't know.
All right,
Josh
taking
Allen's
the Bills.
Playing, I am 100% taking the Bills. If Josh Allen's not playing, I don't know the backup.
Case Keenum.
That I have no clue on that one. Not the slightest clue. We will make that decision once we find out the status on Josh Allen, and I don't think they'll probably let us know that till almost game time tomorrow. Lions versus Bears.
I'm gonna go Bears.
Tigers,
Bears at home.
Bears.
Oh my. Put the Packers in there too.
Yeah. I guess probably the Bears. They got Chase Claypool now. I don't like either one of these teams. I've been trying to support the Lions all season, but they just let me down time after time. So I'm going with the Bears.
Time after time.
Not a team that I will bet on. Next, you have the Broncos and the Titans. These
Broncos, let's ride. And then the Titans, ride Derrick Henry. So I don't know. I'm going to take the Titans at home just because the Titans defense is monstrous.
Yep, I'm taking Titans at home too. I think Derrick Henry, they just do what they always do and just let him win the game.
Nah, Rod, Justin Fields is in jail. He will not be able to leave. They about to double down on him because he looks like he's made just enough flashy plays that he will stay, and they already just traded for Chase Claypool, so they'll definitely stay with him.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. None of that. Justin Fields is trapped in a very bad situation. Shout out to being a black quarterback. What's up, Rochelle? How you doing?
That boy's in the Wizard of Oz tornado.
Yes. Next up, we got Jaguars versus the Chiefs. None of us have ever seen Sunshine play good football before, so we are definitely taking the Chiefs. I'm probably taking the Chiefs by a lot too.
I don't know if I'm taking them by a lot.
You said what?
I don't know if I'm taking them by a lot. I'm taking the Chiefs. I don't know if I'm taking the Chiefs by a lot. Oh no, they got Kadarius Toney. He's got another week of practice.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, the Jaguars' defense is not bad. The Jaguars' defense is not bad at all. But I think that the Jaguars are either a year away or a quarterback away. We don't know yet.
Both way more than you. If you don't know if you're a quarterback away, then you're not a year away, my friend. Let me tell you that.
Well, if Justin Fields, if Sunshine shows a little bit, Trevor Lawrence shows a little bit of improvement, then you can, because they have the defense. They have a really good defense, right? They're probably going to end up being bad this year, and they're going to be in a top 10 pick, and they could have the chance to get Will Anderson to pair with those other Russian guys.
Victor Wembanyama, can they get him?
If he could throw the ball.
God. He probably can. 7 feet tall, he do everything else. Man, Chiefs by a lot. Reggie says Chiefs by maybe not a lot. I would assume 2 touchdowns. That's a lot to me.
Oh, well then, yeah. I thought a lot would be like, I thought a lot to me is getting outscored by a touchdown every quarter. So I would say by like 21 or 24 is a lot. If you get beat by 2 touchdowns, that could be back and forth, and then you get stopped going for 4 and go, But let's see, Browns versus Dolphins.
Browns defense can't stop a nosebleed.
They can't stop the run.
You can't stop the Dolphins, my friend. Yeah, y'all just waiting on Deshaun Watson to show up, but I wouldn't show up this season at all. This season's over.
We gotta give flowers where flowers are due. Multiracial McDaniel has this team playing really well. Stephon Diggs, young dirty, young no clean the legs, young I don't take showers every day, young dirty. But Stephon Diggs credits Mike McDaniel's tutelage in route running and receiving to his meteoric rise to probably a top 2, maybe not 2.
I like that.
Top 2, maybe not 2 wide receiver in the league by telling them, hey, when you're at the line, act like you're playing basketball and you hit the crossover, hit the behind the back, and that's how he gets open. And everywhere he's gone, you've seen the receivers get better. Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. Now he's got, and I'm not saying he's also like Phil Jackson, who it's not like you get a very bad player make him good. You get the top echelon of receivers. Now you with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but they are like just kaboom.
I think that he also does a very good job of identifying guys who are his guys.
Oh, the Shanahan way.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's what the best coaches, they find the guys that are not just good, but they're good for me. Yeah, and I think that that's what makes him very successful. That's the reason he went after Jeff Wilson.
How do I get
Next
rid of
up?
Thank you.
Continue. We got Texans versus Giants. The Texans continue to play pretty good football, but not be able to get it home. Something about the Giants just makes me not trust them very much. But with that said, I still think the Giants beat this team because the Texans are so bad. Excuse me.
This would be the game that the Texans can pull the upset, though. The Texans can run the ball. The Texans can run the ball very, very well. Dameon Pierce from Florida seems like maybe the steal of the draft. If it wasn't for Breece Hall, and it may be if it wasn't for Breece Hall having the year that he had, all the news, and the Texans just being in the news for all the wrong reasons over the past year, and nobody's paying attention to him. Dameon Pierce is a problem at running back. I know because we run fantasy football. And I am watching him get 30, 25-point games a week. I'm going to take, of course, the Giants. Wow. Rod said 12 on the Giants. I can't bet on the Texans.
Sure. I would take 12 on the Giants too. First the Texans, the odds are they're going to lose.
And the Texans, I don't even think is Brandon Cooks back? He went AWOL.
I don't know. They're still in talks. Next up, Saints versus Steelers. I actually think that this is probably a very interesting game. I think the Steelers probably have a better future than the Saints. The Saints, I guess, are probably going to start Andy Dalton, who I think is a flaming bag of garbage.
I am picking the Steelers. I hope the Saints have more pain and strife. I hope they are awful. I told y'all they were awful. I told y'all when they beat the Falcons in week 1, when they had that aberration of a quarter in the fourth quarter to win coming back, I told y'all they were bad then because we told y'all that Mariota wasn't a good quarterback and y'all made him keep his starting job. The Saints are awful. I will never, ever, ever pass up an opportunity to tell you I told you so because y'all were in my mentions after week 1 and told me, not even week 1, after we did our picks about who will win the division, y'all were in my mentions telling me I'm smoking a bag of everything wrong that you could think of is what they said. So y'all cussed me out. Y'all, and I am here to tell you I told you so. Y'all are some shit. Y'all been some shit. Y'all gonna be some shit. Y'all forever some shit. And I told y'all was some shit. So therefore, I am picking the Steelers. I don't even know where they could play. They could play in England. They could play in Germany. They could play in Mexico. They could play in New Orleans. They could play in Pittsburgh. They could play in hell. I am picking the Steelers at all times over the Saints. The Taints are bad. And when y'all get that lottery pick, I hope y'all pick an offensive guard. I hope y'all pick somebody that's not good, that don't make no motherfucking no impact on y'all team whatsoever.
Yo, Reggie B.
No, listen, man. Y'all still be talking about my Falcons, laughing. How y'all gonna be in my mentions? I know Mariota's bad, but y'all are awful. Y'all play Tamus. No. So I'm picking the Steelers. Okay. Just in case y'all didn't know.
I'm picking the Saints. I think that they're a little bit more of an adult team at this point. But I don't believe in either one of these teams. I think the Steelers have a much better future. I feel like presently the Saints probably just need to do that just so they can hold it in the road. I hope
they drop it in the field. I hope they drop it in the field. I don't want them to hold it in the road. Drop it in the field. Dig your own grave. Fall under the. Nah, I ain't gonna go that far. I ain't gonna go that far.
Boy, Reggie said go dig your own grave. Shit. You have two teams here between the Colts and Raiders that are in very interesting positions. You have the Colts who just basically tanked themselves out of a season so that they can hire Jeff Saturday, and have basically been lambasted all week for making the stupidest and most irrational decision in football history. And then you have the Raiders, who have Derek Carr and they have Devontae Adams, but just for whatever reason cannot seem to win any games of value. Both teams have something to show. Jeff Saturday needs to show that he does know how to coach a football team, which nobody believes. And the Raiders just have to justify all the money they just spent. I don't think that Jeff Saturday is ready to coach after 1 week. I don't know how he could be. So I'm picking the Raiders. But let me tell you, I think the Raiders are god awful. So this is not a compliment or a belief that I think that either one of these teams are good.
I'm not making this pick on football purposes at all. I hope that the Colts lose. I hope the Colts get beat by 1,000. I'm going on another rant again because you picked an ESPN analyst with a 500 record as a high school football coach to be your head coach. Not only did you step over the offensive coordinator, not only did you fire Frank Reich.
I'll drink to poor life decisions.
Not only did you fire Matt Ryan, you benched Matt Ryan, you fired the coach, you fired the offensive coordinator, you stepped over, you said you hired Jeff Saturday because he's a consultant with the team. He lived in not Indianapolis, so that means he didn't even Zoom the team. Y'all just figured out a way to pay him.
Time out. If the Raiders lose to the Colts, do you have to fire somebody at the Raiders? I think you have to.
How?
If they
fired literally everybody. They have fired their general manager.
Telling you right now.
Go ahead. I'll tell you why you won't.
You tell me you gave this guy this job on Monday and he beat you on Sunday, somebody gotta go home.
They're in the fell clutch. The Raiders are in the fell clutch.
No way in hell you lose to a guy who just got this job and never had this job before, has no experience. Literally week 1, he's been a coach for 5 days, and you lose to him, y'all all have to go home. But the thing is, they have a lot of players who are out too. This is really a very, very bad situation that nobody's paying attention to.
I don't care. I'm going with the Raiders. I hope the Colts lose. I hope they lose a lot. Jeff Saturday, you have to win. You cannot come in as interim head coach and lose because Jim Irsay will look like the bigger idiot than he is. Like, there's absolutely no way that any of these moves that the Colts make sense. And the Raiders, yes, if you lose to the Colts, I don't think you can fire anybody because literally everybody is in their first year. You have Devontae Adams in their first year there. They have a second year GM. They've declined the option on their entire draft class from 2019. They declined their entire draft class from 2018, 2019, 5th year option. Arkansas literally had a chance to go up 10-0 and they blew it on 4th and goal. With that being said, the Raiders.
This is the thing. Darren Waller out, Hunter Renfrow out. And now, you got to try to win a game with a bunch of guys who are not good. I don't know what. This is a very bad situation nobody's paying attention to. This should be the most important situation in NFL right now. Somebody's going to have a very bad day on Sunday. Let me tell you that.
Oh, I'm here for it. I'm gonna talk bad. The one thing you could count on Reggie about to do on Monday Night Raw is I'm gonna talk bad about one of these teams. Either the Colts won and the Raiders you suck, or the Raiders won and the Colts you're stupid. Either way, one of them points is gonna be made in entirety.
Yes, that's the reason I love not only my podcast, but I love the supporters of the podcast who will give you
sneaky,
in-depth opinions that you will not get anywhere else in the world. Shout out to our homeboys we call the world. Next up,
that Stroll out there in Vegas. That Stroll.
Hey man, nope, we're redirecting. Cowboys versus Packers.
This used to be the game of the week every year.
Yes. There's only one person on the Packers. As much as I don't think the Cowboys are that good of a football team, it's just Aaron Rodgers with the Packers now. I'm picking the Cowboys, probably by 2 touchdowns.
I ain't got no sympathy for Aaron Rodgers. You took all the money from everybody, then complain that they don't have anybody because you can't pay nobody. I'm going to take the Cowboys. Where they playing? At Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm still taking the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Cowboys' defensive line and defense is just too strong. Got to beat Throw Rogan, Shawty. Got to beat Throw Rogan.
Next up, you have Cards versus Rams, and they're playing in L.A.
Two failing teams right now.
Yes. If you watched last week, Kyler and Hopkins got into it. It was not very good looking. And Call of Duty just recently came out. They're playing this in L.A. And I just want to see the Kingsbury situation continue to crash and burn because we never thought that he was qualified for this job in the first place.
Rod said, them Packer quarterbacks out there stealing money. Aaron and Brett. Because it's true. I don't care. It's the truth. Everybody's stealing money.
That is one of the best jokes I've heard in a very long time. I'm gonna put it right on the on the Instagram when I leave here. That is terrible. That is terrible.
But back to the game.
And both parties need the money. That's the worst part. You're either stealing from poor black people in Mississippi or you're stealing from the Packers who have nobody else on their roster. Boy, that's tough.
That was a multi-layered funny joke right there. That's true. But back to this of Cards versus Rams.
Let's go Rams.
I'm gonna take the Rams. I'm gonna take the Rams here. But this is a game. This is almost like a D&B to me because you don't know who you're gonna get. Because Kyler Murray would be bad and they could get 350 yards. But go ahead.
I want to see the Cards continue to crash and burn because I already don't like Kyler. I don't think that Kingsbury is a qualified coach, so none of this should have ever happened.
I don't want Cliff Kingsbury. All these coaches that get all these jobs with none of these credentials, that all these black folks see. We said we go for the black coach. We said we go for the black quarterback. Y'all keep stepping over these black coaches for Cliff Kingsbury. He is the Kirk Cousins of coaching. You got Cliff Kingsbury, and then you got.
He is not. You want me to tell you why? Because Kirk Cousins is 500, or at this point, technically, he's better. Kingsbury's not a 500 coach. Kingsbury's not very good at his job.
Well, AJ said we should go with the black quarterback. This is a black quarterback that Norwood don't like.
I don't like Kyler. I've never liked Kyler from day one. I definitely wouldn't have paid him all that money. And so far, it looks like I've been right. Nope.
Hey, Missouri and Tennessee, 7-7.
I am not a very big fan of small people from
Oklahoma. Woo! We called him Jeff Fisher #2. Yeah.
Oh, man. Next up, Chargers versus 49ers. We just saw the Chargers play the Falcons. They should have lost that game. I think the 49ers had one of the best coaches in the NFL, and they have Christian McCaffrey and Debo Samuels.
And Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle.
Yes.
And they have
the 49ers.
And they got Juszczyk back off IR. Like, the 49ers literally have like 7. They are the running version of the Chiefs.
Yes,
right,
but they still have Jimmy G as your quarterback. So
Jimmy, throw the ball with my eyes closed, Garoppolo. I'm gonna take 49ers here though.
And then finally, we have the Commanders versus the undefeated Eagles. The Commanders, who are currently mired in multiple investigations, some by the district attorney, some by the NFL. But needless to say, they have way too many issues right now, and I think that. Is Carson Wentz still their starting quarterback?
No, he's hurt. No, it's the beer man. Beer man.
Oh,
Heineke.
It's Taylor Heineke. You're right. Oh, yeah. Eagles continue to win. Jalen Hurts somehow continues to play.
The Eagles are going to go 17-0 or 16-1. They're going to go 17-0 or 16-1 because there's nobody on that schedule except for the Cowboys that can even come close to that team right now.
Are any of these games actually good?
No. But let's go back to the Chargers 49ers. I want to bring this up about what I saw about
none of
what's
these
his
NFL
name?
games are good.
Who's the dude that who's the Justin Herbert? I was real high on Justin Herbert this year. I thought he was going to take the next step. The league fell in love with him throwing the ball down the field in college. They fell in love with him throwing the ball down the field in the pros, which he's good at because he has a really strong arm, which is what he likes to do. But but he does not make intermediate throws. He only throws the ball down the field. It's just against the Falcons. We had our fifth string cornerbacks out there, literally the fourth and fifth string cornerbacks.
He doesn't have any of his receivers. I don't know what he is right now. With the roster that he's presented with, he's making it happen. Excuse me. He's making it happen. I don't think, I can't judge him right now with none of his starting receivers. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, everybody is toast. Maybe next year.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've come to the end. Is that all the games? That's all the games. I think we've come to the end of another great edition of Saturday Morning Live. Y'all got some good jokes, some good rants, some good beer bets. We talked about HBCU sports, man. With that being said, Norwood, if we didn't miss anything, let's go ahead and take us out. Let's get out of here.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for bearing with me sneezing through this entire thing. At the end of the day, another successful Saturday Morning Live. And one thing for sure, the Falcons will not lose this Sunday. With that said, we've had
lost this
fantastic. Damn it, Reggie. We've covered all the games.
Screw Mariota.
Good, Big Ray. Of course, also especially Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
Splash Cast.
Also, we did not say this earlier. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to step on that. Finish what you're saying.
No, go ahead.
Hey, man, we're Atlanta, Georgia based, man. R.I.P. Takeoff. They have laid him to rest. We did not say this in the last couple of episodes, but R.I.P. to Takeoff. Senseless violence. No need for him to even. Just it's unfortunate. R.I.P. Takeoff, and also Happy Veterans Day. R.I.P. to everybody that gave their life or gave their time for our country and our freedom.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a small opinion on Takeoff during Monday Night Raw. But outside of that, man, thank you guys for rocking with us. We'll see y'all next Saturday. Peace. God is love. And it ain't but one thing for me and Reggie to do now. Hang out.
And the Saints are still some shit. The Saints are some shit. I told you.
Like, follow, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Playlist is coming out. It's probably going to be 36, and it's going to be hot fire. Always remember King's Disease. 3 came out this week with Nas.